Hey guys, welcome back. Happy to bring you this new video series on how to build the gmail.com landing page from scratch using beginner level HTML and CSS. This is going to make for a wonderful mini project. It's a spectacular mini project to put on your resume. Shows the recruiters that hey, you have some experience with web development, right? Makes you a more attractive candidate. Will really help you out in your job search. I'm going to bring this to you over 7 parts. In each video, we'll implement one feature or we'll take a look at one concept. So don't hesitate to code along with us. All right, by the end of this, you'll have a great project to put on your resume. In this first video, we'll take a look at the thing that we're going to build, the landing page itself. We'll break it down into small components, and then we're going to set up our editor, VS Code, with the right extensions and the right tooling so that we can get to the fun part where we actually write code. If you like what we're doing here, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified every time we release another part, and come join us on the Edyst Webmaster Bootcamp. We do a lot more videos like this, a lot more workshops like this. The link is given in the description below. You'll also find the code for this entire project in the bootcamp itself. All right, so go ahead, sign up and reach out to me on the Edyst chat for any help at all. Hope you're excited, guys. Let's begin with an introduction to what this Gmail landing page is all about.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in on a Sunday morning. The fact that about 25-30 of you have woken up is it's a big deal. I was a college student not so long ago, so I definitely know the struggle of waking up on a Sunday morning. A lot of you guys, thank you so much for coming. The idea today, guys, is to make this a very very productive session for all of us. Instead of doing something quick and dirty on YouTube, I thought it would be better to kind of just walk you through how you design a web page, okay, from scratch. Usually on YouTube, the kind of webinars we do, they are also pretty in depth. We do take a lot of really top tier websites, like we took LinkedIn, we took WhatsApp, we took Cricinfo. So we on the webinars on YouTube that I generally do, I generally go into doing this for about say 45 minutes or 1 hour. How do I challenge myself to wrap this up, right? Purpose of doing this workshop is to pick another one of those websites, okay? Especially I thought I would start off with something really simple, but at the same time, something that would look very very good on your resume if you had it as a mini project, right? So for the purpose of this webinar, we're going to be building the Gmail landing page, right? And the entire 2 classes that we're going to have today, okay, the morning session and the afternoon session, I'm going to take it much slower than I generally do in my in my YouTube webinars, because there it's finish everything in 45 minutes. But here I will have I will be able to kind of take my time, just help you guys build it. All right. I'm somebody who absolutely loves questions. Okay. Guys, I've been teaching for for a long time now, and the one thing that I've realized about teaching is that people will have the don't mind. So if you have any questions, please paste on chat. All right. So that's what I was basically saying. All right. As a teacher, my biggest gift to all of you is my patience in answering questions. Okay. So no matter what question you have, no matter how basic it is, please ask it on the chat. All right. So the minute you ask on chat, I'll be able to, once I'm done with, say, oh, I wrapped up a section, I'm going to quickly go back, look at some questions, take my time to answer this. All right. This is not a 20-minute session. It's not a rushed half an hour session. So whatever questions you have, please ask. All right. I'm going to share my screen with you, and then I think we'll just start off. All right. It's a very, very exciting thing, okay, for all of us to do. We're going to be designing the Gmail landing page, right? And the reference design, okay, or the reference page, this is what I want all of us to build. All right. this is what the Gmail page looks like. So I'm just going to go through, right? So yeah, guys, this is the website that this is the link that you have to go to. I would have given you the actual link, but again, it's a pretty long one. Okay, so just go on to bit.ly/edist dash gmail. Okay, um, that's the link to the page that we are going to build. All right, just going to do like a quick poll. Okay, let's see, which operating systems are you guys on? All right, so Zoom is going to take its time to make a poll. Okay, I don't think I want that. Okay, Chandu's on Windows, Aditya's on. Okay, Chandu's on Linux. Oh, a lot of you are on Windows. Okay, perfectly fine. For the purpose of today's workshop, it doesn't really matter. Okay, because even on Windows or on Linux, you can get the softwares that we will need. Okay, it's very simple. We don't really need that many. You just need the latest version of Chrome, not even the latest, but just a recent version of Chrome, and you need something called as Visual Studio Code. Okay, that's generally what I work with. Okay, on my webinars you would have seen that I usually use something called as CodePen. Okay, but that's only for the purpose of giving you guys a demo. All right, that's not what I use in my day-to-day life as a software developer. As a web engineer, I don't really use CodePen to make my HTML CSS stuff. Right, I develop everything locally, right? So just wanted a quick check that you guys can access the reference design here, bit.ly/edist-gmail. Keep it open, okay, because otherwise it will be a little hard for you guys to kind of follow along. I'll come back to it. So in case you guys don't remember, or in case this didn't open for you, just let me know on chat, right? I'll come back and I'll kind of help you guys. So this is what the web page looks like, guys. All right, it's a very clean, very simple web page. But you have to understand, if you and I were to sit today and say, hey, we will launch our own email service, let's make a landing page. Okay, when we look at this, it's so simple. I mean, come on, man. They just have like one small image here, then they say Gmail. These are probably just a couple of links. This looks like a button. There's some text over here. There's an image over here. Really, at the end of the day, all that there is on this page, all right, if you look at it that way, it's only text and images, right? And there are no many different types of images. There's only one type of image, right? It's just that the image changes, but the way of drawing these images using HTML CSS, there's only one way to do it. And it's very simple. And when it comes to the text also, they're not doing too many things, right? They have some headings. Okay, for instance, look at this: experience Gmail on any device. Okay, this looks like a proper section, right? So this is, for instance, the nav bar. This would be the landing page. It's called a hero section. Okay, because it's the first thing that you see on the page. It's the biggest thing that you see on the page. Then you have this, which is, it's a separate section. And what does a section have? I mean, this section has some sort of a heading. It has like a paragraph of text, maybe a button, okay, and an image. All right. So literally just 4 things. And you'll notice that every section on this page has pretty much those 4 things. Okay, they didn't do something very clever, very complex. It's so simple. It's so beautiful. This is also a section. You have some text. It's a heading, right? It's the heading of the section. Then you have some paragraphs, some text, just to talk about what the section is. And then you have a couple of buttons, right? Then you have one big image. Another section where, they're telling you can stay organized. So heading, text, image, heading, text, image. All right. The reason I'm saying this repeatedly is so that you guys the next time that you start visiting web pages, okay, whenever you go to say twitter.com or facebook.com, or the actual Gmail app also, all right, whenever you do that, I want you to mentally break it down, okay, into, if you were to design it, what would you think of it? Okay, how would you look at it? The next time that you go on Facebook, don't just go to scroll cat memes and your friends' posts, wish people on their birthday. Actually, think of it from a web designer perspective. What does Facebook have? Facebook also has a nav bar. Facebook also has images, right? Just like you have on this page. Are there headings in Facebook? It's hard to tell, because there's no big heading in the actual Facebook app, right? There are a lot of lists, okay, like a list of items, a list of friends, a list of people you can chat with. Facebook has a lot of buttons, it has a lot of links, okay. So you have to keep looking at every web page that you visit from now on, okay. You have to keep looking at it through this lens, okay. um, so the way that we look at this, okay, the way that we break this down is that it's going to be a nav bar. There are going to be multiple sections, and each section will have something unique to it, okay. But the structure of each section is very, very similar. Heading, paragraph, image. Heading, paragraph, image. Heading, paragraph, image to the left or image to the right. And then finally, again, you have an image, you have a heading, you have a button. So conceptually, very, very simple, okay. And the reason I keep repeating this, it's very simple, is because I want you to code with me today, okay. I don't want this to be a lecture wherein I say something, you guys sit and drink some tea and then you just you watch me do things. You're not going to learn anything that way, all right. I am giving you my time, my energy, my effort on a Sunday morning. Believe me, guys, I want to sleep as much as you guys do, all right. But I'm willing to do that because I genuinely believe that if we put in these 2 hours, 3 hours today, okay, if you code with me, if you ask me questions, you will have by the end of this workshop a kick-ass, beautiful project, okay, beautiful front-end project, and I will, if time permitting, okay, I know it's not on the schedule per se, okay, but time permitting, I will show you how to put the work that you've done, okay. I'll show you how you can put it on the internet, okay, how you can deploy it, all right. That I think would be, now that's a great use of a Sunday morning, right? That is what will really set you guys apart. Imagine, yeah, you go to these interviews, right? The hiring manager is sitting there, the HR manager is sitting there, whoever, they're taking your interview, and what is it that they're asking you? They're saying, hey, can you show me something that you've built? Most students at this point will say, sir, I built something, I built this, I built that. Beauty of being a web developer is you can actually say, you know what, can you just go on to this website, www.abhinandan.com/something, and your website is there, your work is there. Any web project that you make, you can put it on the internet, right? And think about it from the hiring manager's perspective. What a wonderful thing to see in an interview, okay, where most people are coming and they're struggling to explain, I did something like this, I did this in my BTech project, I did X, I did Y. You can sit there and say, oh my God, this guy actually has a website. Like, I don't even have to ask him. I can actually see that they've built something, right? That gives so much confidence to people who are hiring you, okay? That's one of the reasons that's one of the reasons I like web development also, okay? Your efforts, all the time, energy, effort that you put in, it's very visual, it's very visible, okay? People can see it, interact with it, they can fall in love with it, right? So that's the goal for today, guys, all right? We're going to set up our local editor, okay? VS Code. That's where we start typing in our HTML and CSS. Then we'll get around to building, the nav bar, which is basically, we'll start off by building this over here, and then we'll go on and build the very last thing that you see. We'll build this part, okay, just this one and this one. So we'll start off by building these two bits, okay. Make sure that our fonts are right, make sure that the colors are right, and then we are going to go ahead and we'll build out the hero section. Okay, the hero section is, again, as I told you, the first section. A reasonably complex section in the sense that it has a heading, it has a button, it has a paragraph, and then it also has an image, right? So we'll go ahead and build this one next. Then we'll take a break. All right. Again, after every section, you guys can ask me questions. Like, don't ever hesitate to ping. Don't ever hesitate to ask questions. All right. Yes, we'll do the sticky nav bar. Okay. I'll just come to that in just a minute when I'm designing it. Right. So keep asking questions. All right. You leave it up to me. I don't mind staying on for another half an hour if that is what it takes to answer all of your questions. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. And at the end of this afternoon session, what I'm going to, like right before we go for lunch, say around 12:45 or 1 p.m., I will put all of my code in CodePen. Okay. So that way I can share my code with you. Okay. It will also be there on the Edyst platform. So if you come back to edyst.com and you log into your your web bootcamp module, which is where you found this event, you'll see a module called Playground, right? So the code for this will be available there as well. Okay, so make sure you check back, make sure you you look at the code during the lunch break. Okay, in case you missed out something in the morning session itself, if it's going too fast or for whatever reason you weren't able to write code, at least look at the code in the afternoon, right? And that's about it, guys. The only thing that I want from you right now is that you have opened this on Chrome. Okay. Again, I know that I want everybody to be on a laptop. Okay. If you guys are on a laptop, you can actually write code. This can be a very productive experience for you. And finally, the only thing I need you guys to do before we start is to download this thing called Visual Studio Code. Okay. So just go here and download this editor. Okay. You can download it for Windows, since most of you are on Windows. People who are on Linux can go ahead and download it on Linux. Okay. So I'm just going to paste the link here. Yeah, Sai, it's perfectly fine to use other editors. Okay. At the end of the day, all you need is something that can, you can write HTML code with. The only reason I'm asking you guys to use Visual Studio Code is because there are a couple of really cool extensions that VS Code has, okay, which will make it much easier for you guys to write code. But yeah, it absolutely doesn't matter. Like you can write, you can follow along with any other editor. But yeah, so I'll show you why I love this particularly. So I'm going to open Visual Studio Code. I have installed this. All right. So I already have this with me. So I'm going to open this this folder. Okay. Just for our webinar. The folder name is Gmail landing page. All right. And the one thing that I want you guys to do, okay, is, do you see this this extensions part here? Just 1 second. Okay, yeah. So if you can see this bit over here, okay, this icon over here, okay, this will allow you to install extensions. Okay, what are extensions? Extensions are things that make our lives easier. They give us more features while writing visuals. I mean, while writing HTML CSS. Okay, and over here, what I want you to go and do is, we now want to install the live server extension. Okay, and I'll show you why that's important or why that's useful. Okay, but just click on this guy here. Okay, the very last one, and then search for live server. Okay, I hope you guys can follow along. You're able to see my screen. So just install the first one. All right, install this one. It's by this guy called Ritvik Day. So just go ahead and install this. Um, yeah, I'm going to repeat, guys. First, download VS Code. Okay, if it's taking a little bit of time, it's fine. We'll start in another 5 minutes. Technically, we'll start writing code, so you'll have enough time to do this, right? And then go to this part over here, extensions. Okay, or you can press Control Shift K while you're here. Control Shift K, and then you can search for live server. Okay, live space server. Right, so I'm going to assume that that you'll get this done. Okay, and I'll just show you why live server is such a cool thing in the first place. Okay, why you need something like this, why I code with VS Code.
Okay, hope that gave you a good idea of what the project is all about. We're set, we have our local environment set up. In the next video, we're going to take a look at how to build out our nav bars. So that's going to be pretty exciting. If you like what we're doing here, guys, do like the video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Click on the notifications icon so that you can get notified every time we release another video in this series. And come join us on the Edyst Webmaster Bootcamp. All right, we do a lot more videos like this, a lot more projects that we do. The link is given in the description below. And I know some of you are excited about the code and the final code for this entire project, right? And we've made it free for everyone to access inside the Webmaster Bootcamp. So come ahead, come on, join us, sign up for the Webmaster Bootcamp. I'm available on the chat, so are our mentors. So if you're having trouble following along to the video, or you just like some more guidance on how to implement a certain feature or how to deploy your application, do reach out to us. All right, we'd be more than happy to help. So that's all from my side today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.